away to a different country, then it might be that you're really excited about the different kinds of foods that you're going to eat, or the different drinks that you might have, whatever it might be. Eating and drinking is such a social and enjoyable situation. We do know, however, that for people with sensory processing difficulties, there may well be some control strategies which are in place on a daily basis that they support in order to regulate themselves. Food can be one of the main ways that people with sensory processing difficulties can regulate throughout the day. It's one thing that they can do, that they can feel in control of, and also provide themselves with that sensory input that they require. So we notice that people may eat soft foods, they might eat crunchy foods, they might separate up foods, they may only eat foods of a certain colour. But there's a reason for this, and most of the time, if you observe someone's overriding sensory needs, then you're going to have a better understanding of the food that they eat. So if you notice that someone only eats really crunchy food, so dry, crunchy food, is that because of the auditory information that it gives you? So when you crunch down on something, your jaw's right by your ear, which means you can get a lot of auditory input. So is your child or someone you support a seeker to sound? If they seek out more sound, maybe they're eating that crunchy food to give themselves more auditory input. If you know someone who only eats really chewy foods, so maybe they eat a lot of meat or they eat a lot of sweets that are constantly, using your jaw, then think about that proprioceptive element. Is there a way that you can provide that chew in the food that they're also going to be getting when they're abroad? If they eat food of a certain colour, or if they separate their foods up, maybe that means they'll eat lots of different textures, but they like to process them one at a time. When you go on holiday, it's highly likely there will be new foods and new flavours. The flavours aren't necessarily what people with sensory processing difficulties are trying to control. Usually there's a sensory aspect to the food that they eat which is supporting their sensory needs. So when you are in a different country, think about what food do they eat at home and try and find similar sensory aspects to the food that they then eat in the country that you are in.